Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
You
Hey,
there?
guys. I'm here. Can you hear me?
You put the earphone in.
Hold on, I'm
Give me-
trying.
Give us like 1 second. We're having a little difficulty here.
Little technical
Your
difficulty
phone
when we
connects
do
right to
things
your phone right
around.
away, like mine do.
I don't think it connected at all. Do you have your headphones?
I can hear you guys.
Okay, that's all that matters. Then.
Do you have
Can
to have
you-
it with them?
I don't think so.
Who all do I have in the house?
Cain and Ophelia.
Cain and Ophelia. All right. I can't wait to get to this show. All right. Let me open the show and get with you guys. All right.
All right.
Is this just
All
audio?
right.
It's just audio, right?
Yes, just audio. You
That
don't want to
was
see me.
perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, you don't want to see me. No. So, anyways, I'm opening this show. Here we go. Everybody, welcome back to another great episode of No Cover TV. That's right. I'm your host, Big Al. That's right. I bring you the original local and national music from abroad, not just in America anymore. It's abroad. We are all over the world, and I appreciate each and every one of you checking out these artists, especially listening to their stories and then hopping on and checking out their music and liking it, getting their downloads, support these artists. Buy their swag, buy their CDs, and check out their shows. Pay the cover charge if there is one, because they need it. They deserve it. They work hard for what they're doing, and they're doing it because it makes them happy, and it makes them happy when they see you happy. So we got a great show. I can't wait to get to this show. But first of all, you want to get a hold of me? Get a hold of me a few different ways. How about the email? NoCoverTV@yahoo.com. NoCoverTV, that would be Facebook page right there, NoCoverTV. Instagram, it would be NoCoverTV with a 1 after it. NoCoverTV with a 1. Or my personal page, Al Brady. So you can hit me up. Bands, artists, no matter what genre, what age group, let's get you out there. Let's get your story and your music out there. So no more wasting time, because I can yak. In the house today, we have Cain and Ophelia from the band Reign of Hated, New Jersey. How you doing?
We're good.
Doing pretty good. It's storming pretty
Doing good?
bad, but we're doing good.
It's storming out there in Jersey?
Yeah.
I think you sent it my way because it's building up.
We got tropical storm Ophelia.
There
That's
you
kind
go.
of ironic.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that you are the tropical storm Ophelia. My goodness, so we got a lot to cover here. So what we're dealing with music-wise, we got some hard rock metal right here, and I want to say I think I hear a little hint of punk in there sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially with our new song, Party for Life. It's got a hint of the Ramones mixed in with Misfits and Boxcar Racer.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, I'm loving that new one out there. So we're missing a member of the band. You're a 3-piece.
Yeah, we'll go with 3-piece. You know.
Okay. Well, I saw a drummer. Okay, and I heard a drummer. Do we have a permanent drummer?
Yes and no. So first half of the CD was written with a fill-in drummer. The second half, we had Ivan, but bands need to take a break from each other here and there. So
I know how that is. Oh yes, brother, I do. Well, Cain,
it's like a family. We all fight with each other. We all got to take that little break here and there.
A lot of love going on, huh? Mm-hmm. When did this come about? When did you start Reign of the Hated?
So officially, it started in 2020, but it originally started in 2017. I did a couple shows that we had to, due to personal issues, it had to be put on hold.
All right.
But it came out after COVID. I had came out of the hospital. My last band, the vocalist, had died the same day I was hospitalized.
Damn.
And the band members from that one were just like, look, we're going to let it go. Okay. So I got lucky. Ophelia was like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll learn bass. You do guitar and vocals.
All right.
And we started with covers, which was interesting because, I'm usually very anti-cover.
Okay, yeah, right.
And for us, the time we would invest in making a cover our own version, we could write a brand new song with.
I agree with you.
I don't know if you checked out our cover of Zombie, but we pretty much redid the whole music on that.
Did you really?
We added solos, we added different guitar effects to it, and like the amount of work we put into it, we could have wrote a brand new song with that.
Different vocals too.
Different vocals too.
Okay, good. Because I noticed, Cain, you're the main vocalist, and Ophelia, you back them up.
Sometimes, not always. Yeah.
Not always.
Singing isn't my go-to. I don't like to sing.
You don't like to sing. I don't either. I was just a guitar player. So, all right, I got two of you. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to dig a little deep on each of you here. Okay, is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pick on you a little bit. Let's do it. Let's get freaky. I like that word, freaky. Yeah, all right, everywhere. We're going to get freaky with again. Okay, Ophelia here. All right, Ophelia, let's get freaky. So, anyways, Ophelia, let's jump on my time capsule here. Now, I don't ask this of really anybody, but I got to know, how old are you?
No, you never ask a woman their age.
Right? Are you in the 20s?
Yeah, I'm in my 20s. I'm in my late 20s.
Late 20s. Okay. All right. Because, all right, let's just get to where I'm going, and I'm going to get to that. Okay. Let's go back. 12 years old. What were you listening to? What were you jamming out to?
I was listening to a lot of Blink-182, The Cure, Skinny Puppy, 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Motionless in White.
Oh, wow.
My Darkest Days. The Ramones.
Yeah, wow. You got a list there. Nice.
The B-52s.
B-52s even you're throwing in there. So now, Cain, the bass came into your life later on. Cain introduced you to that.
Yeah, it came into my life later on, yes.
Later
I did
on.
have a few sessions when I was younger, playing alongside with my grandfather. He would used to play the guitar, and I would sit and just fool around with the bass with him to music on the TV.
So that's your grandfather?
I had a few experiences with him with it. My grandfather passed away during COVID, so I don't exactly know what killed him. So
that's terrible. But Grandpa played bass.
Yeah, he played bass, guitar, accordion, and he sang.
Beautiful. Well, I see where you picked it up. Now, it seems like you're natural at it. How long did it take to master that little Fender of theirs?
I'm still learning, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, it takes time. You're always learning. Never stop.
Cain has been my teacher since, 2020?
2020.
Since 2020, Cain has been my teacher. He's very patient. You are.
Well, I won't go there, but you gotta have patience, definitely. And you're doing great. And what, like I said, amazing. You're in the later 20s. You're kicking ass. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. I mean, you guys are blowing me away. Now, Cain, I want to get to you. Now, you're a madman. You are. So, Madman Cain, let's get freaky. All right, Cain, let's get young. When did you get freaky? What age? 12? Let's get 12. What were you doing?
At 12, I was doing vocals in a cover band.
Were you really?
Background vocals, and I'm not proud of that band at all.
But I gotcha. Wow. So what were you listening to?
A little bit of everything, because the band I was doing background vocals in, I wasn't doing guitar or nothing. It was just vocals. Was doing like 50s and 60s and 70s music, going from places like Burger King and performing to senior home.
Wow. Unbelievable. That is cool.
And I grew up, I just started getting into metal when I hit about 13. And I liked 3 Days Grace. I liked, Seether. I liked Breaking Benjamin before that. But I didn't really start listening to it until I started, getting more into the metal scene. And my first metal band that I fell in love with was Children of Bodom. They're way, way no longer out there anymore. Their vocalist died. But I seen him and I wanted to be exactly like their vocalist, Alexi Laiho. I even went crazy to get a black flying V like his.
Nice. I like your stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you're a great guitar player, and your vocals, I love the control, the tone, and the depth, and it's very strong, brother. Very
Thank
strong.
you.
Oh, amazing, man. You're blowing me away. I don't know if it's safe for me to travel to Jersey anymore. Oh, my God. Rain of the shower.
I mean, if it wasn't storming, I'd say let's go party hardy.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I may be a little older. I may be old. Okay, but I'll hang. I'll hang.
Age is just a number, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm 3 in my head.
Exactly. I'm still in my 20s. Oh, yeah. No matter
There you
what
go.
everybody says, man. So, who's doing? Can you do most of the writing?
So guitar, bass wise, yes. Even the keyboard, I write it on guitar and then I ask the recording studio to put it onto a keyboard.
Okay.
Vocal wise, I split it sometimes with Ophelia. Like I'll write it and then I'll come up to her and be like, hey, take a look at it, see what you think, and we'll go back and forth, sometimes last minute. Sometimes it'll be the day of the recording studio and she'll still be just checking it out like the last song.
Yeah, but it always goes well.
Okay. You still with me? You still with me, guys? I lost you. I don't hear you.
You there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that.
Put that in here. Put him in the case.
I'm using earbuds on the headset for the microphone. I didn't know it was connected like that.
Okay. Well, if I lose you, I'm going to send you a link and we'll restart it.
Okay.
So continue.
But on the writing process, most of the time it's I write the lyrics and then I'll bring it over to Ophelia. Sometimes we're last minute in the recording studio. Hey, should we change this? Should we change that?
There you go.
Like Obsessive Romantic, we were still adjusting it after it got recorded. We're like, hey, add background vocals in this part and that part, and Jerry did a good job with it. You know,
well, that's cool.
he knows I'll message him at 2 a.m. and be like, hey, can you add this to it? I'm a night owl, so I like to do things in the overnight. I'm like, hey, add this.
There you go.
It's 2 a.m, right? Yeah, I know it's 2 a.m.
Sounds like me. Talking to bands around the world. Oh, that's great. So now it's 2020. Did you come out with your first CD then?
So no, but we released our first 2 singles. In 2020, we were in the middle of writing. Ophelia was still learning how to play bass, and we got into a fight in like 2 a.m. Go figure. And I was listening, to Fame on Fire, and I started coming up with a guitar riff from it. And I started writing lyrics down while listening to their stuff, because that's how I write. I'll listen to either somebody else's music and write, my own vocals, lyrics over it, and then just like start making music later on towards it. And we started making Manic Psychosis, and the lyrics came out pretty good. We readjusted it a couple times after that. But the music was written all in one night, just about.
Really?
Yeah, our first track was Manic Psychosis.
Yeah, we wrote that in a day.
Yeah.
That's one of my songs on the list to talk about, because I love that song. I love it. I mean, it's just
honestly, it'll always be my favorite too, because it was the first one that we officially recorded, officially released. It'll always be one of my favorites.
It was written whenever we were on lockdown during COVID, whenever we were sitting out on the front porch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we finished the bridge and everything. We're just like sitting out there. I give her credit, because Ophelia had trouble playing the bridge at one point, and she spent like 6 hours straight one day just playing it till she got it.
Working that bridge. Oh yeah. I feel for you, Ophelia, but you got it. I'm telling you, girl, unbelievable. Now, when was the first CD released before we get to the new one?
That would be
last year sometime.
Yeah, that would be last year. We officially finished the CD and we released it. We wanted to do a big blowout release thing for it. So we had recorded it. It was before Ivan officially joined again. We finished our CD, recorded everything, but we didn't release it yet. We got asked to do a festival called Queens Rock Festival in 2022. And it was run by 104.3, which is one of the biggest radio stations in, I think, New York. Yeah. And I said, fuck it. we're going to go and release it on that day. So I made sure that all the publicity we could get for it was there. The radio station was going to be there. We made sure everybody possible would be there.
Nice. I love that, man. That is
And the
great.
promotion was automatically included with the festival. So it was like, okay, we ain't got to really pay for much promotion. It's just going to be automatically included. Yeah. I was like, fuck it, let's run with this.
Let's go. Yeah. How'd that go? That went pretty cool, probably.
The festival itself was interesting because we were supposed to open it.
Oh, were you?
And
okay.
Two of the older bands that are, been around longer dropped off at the last minute, like literally the last minute of the show.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they were like, okay, so do you guys want to go on twice? And we were like, no, why don't we just go on around 4:00?
There you
go.
go.
They looked at us like, okay. So we went on later. I was sick as a dog.
Oh, no.
I was throwing up white fluid from last June all the way up to October almost. And I was sick at the festival. I was out there throwing up in the garbage cans, the side of the stage, and sick as a dog. And no one knew I was sick. It's amazing because I was hugging family members, friends, everyone that came out. No one got sick.
Nobody got sick.
It was just one of them internal things. Like I got sick with ammonia, bronchitis, metapneumovirus, all on top of each other. The hospital does not know how I caught all three viruses.
Worse than the flu.
Wow.
And I was sick the entire time. Like I made it through the show, but that was the last show last summer that I was able to do normal before my screens went. And it went good though. Like, considering being sick, I mean, it was one of the best shows I think we ever played. Ophelia sold the entire merchandise table out.
Wow. Excellent.
Like we even made more money than we had spent on merchandise at that show. Mm-hmm. So we spent altogether about $300 on merchandise. We ended up making like $450.
There you go. There you're doing it right.
And well, it helps also if you have a girl running the merchandise table. I'm not trying to be sexist here, but if you put me at a merchandise table, guys ain't gonna go, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna buy from you."
You're right.
I mean, very rarely does it happen, but it does help having a girl there.
It does. It very much does. So now the new CD just came out, didn't it? Party for Life.
We're working on the second CD right now.
The second. Okay.
We just released our third track, Party for Life. It is like the Taylor Swift of metal. So how Taylor Swift's always got her partying, celebrating life. This song is the same thing. It's just with screaming in the background.
It's your style.
It's weird because when I first started it, it had like the boxcar racer sound. And when we hit the recording studio, the guy was like, okay, you're going to do this and do this and do this, and it's going to sound like the Ramones. And I was like, okay. It ended up sounding a lot like Misfits, Ramones, and Boxcar Racer all mixed together in one body.
Yeah, I would say I could see that. Yeah, I like that. It was a great song. Now, what studio are you using? You using Whip? Is it the Hellhound?
So for the first and a half CD, we used Mercury Studios, which is located in Hellhounds. Okay. And the last song, Party for Life, I couldn't get in touch with the guy who's in charge of Mercury Studios. So I thought maybe he quit. I don't know. I don't talk to people personally a lot outside of the business thing. So I didn't know if something happened to him. So I looked for a second studio, and I ended up in Work in Progress Studios, which is run by my friends in Edge of Chaos. They do really good work also. They're cheap. They did a pretty good job on it, I think.
I think they did a great job. Very good job for you. Nice. Now, let's tell everybody out there in podcast land where they can find your music and swag and merchandise. Tell us.
You can find our merchandise up on My Merkin Music. We do have it at shows. It's a little bit cheaper at concerts due to shipping. I do recommend people coming out to our concerts. We have our music up on every streaming platform possible, even the ones that are just coming out. I'm making sure our music gets onto it, from Bandcamp to Audius, Reverb, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, Tidal. There's like 20 other ones I've seen on TuneCore that I don't even know how to pronounce.
There's a lot of them out there. That's great, because I see you're building up a great fan base and they're loving you.
Trying to. It's one thing that a lot of bands don't realize is how much business actually goes into this.
Yeah, no, there's a lot that logistics goes behind the scenes.
It's constantly out there messaging other bands, commenting on their stuff, even authors, cake podcasts. You got to be on there at least. It's at least a job of 8 hours a day to go and build your numbers up.
Yeah, it's full-time work to do the logistics, and then it's part-time work, I guess, for me to get out on the stage. That's the fun time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even like Twitter, like if you go on Twitter, there's millions of people looking for music for their playlists, and it's constantly searching and doing the work. Ophelia made me laugh the other day. We did the Taki challenge thing to raise money for, I can't remember the name of that disease. It was IRF2 something.
Okay.
And I literally had to go and write out the post, and it took me about a half an hour to go and do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I have a DeviantArt page for advertising as well. It's an art website. Okay. And she goes to me, "Oh, I thought you were done in 2 minutes." And I'm like, "No, no one in my band realizes how much work goes into this that I do."
Oh, that's
and
a
it's
lot
like
of time.
30 minutes just to make one post.
One post, 30 minutes. There you go, people. You just starting out there.
Like for the hashtags and the tagging people and finding the correct terms and words for everything and everyone's pages, it takes work.
It does. It does.
And like everyone's like, "Oh, I thought it just automatically does it." No, it don't automatically do it.
You still have to do a little manual labor. Yes, you do. So, all right. So now, you got any upcoming shows?
Yes. Our last show the other day got rained out because of Hurricane Ophelia. I told you, Ophelia, stop getting mad, girl. Our next show is October 22nd, which I'm looking forward to. It's going to be at a haunted museum.
Ooh,
and I don't mean one of them haunted places like, ooh, people are dressed in costumes. Granted, it is a costume party. Okay. It is a haunted museum that goes back to the 1800s.
Oh, that'll be sweet.
And they bring spirit boxes and all kinds of stuff in between the bands that they could go and communicate with the spirits in the place.
Oh, so they're going to mess you up, and then you're going to come out and jam and mess them up even more. Yeah. Boy, you guys jamming out. Cain, where'd you get your style, man? You are, like I said, a man on that guitar and the vocals. Still with me, Cain? Oh, if you're not with me, Cain, I'll wait a minute. I'm still here. There you are.
Okay. Sorry, my phone keeps timing out for some reason.
Sometimes that happens.
So the guitar style comes from a mix of things. It started out with Children of Bodom. I loved them, wanted to be like them. Then I was listening to Asking Alexandria growing up. Somehow, my music style became a mix of Nirvana, Ramones, and I want to say like the grungy early 2000s rock metal.
You do have that grunge style, yes. Man,
I don't know how that happened. Like originally I planned on the band being like thrash metal, metalcore. And then Ophelia, when she started playing with me, was like, "Oh, I like punk music. She wasn't really into like that heavy metal music." So we started combining styles, and we somehow found an in between, like that new metal sound. Maybe like that. Definitely. Maybe early Linkin Park. Maybe that would be something to compare it to.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see that definitely. I want to ask you, what's the scene like out there where you're living? I mean, is there some bands to jam with? Is it good scenes for original music to play?
Do you want me to be honest with you?
Damn straight, I want you to be honest.
It's nothing like the West Coast.
Damn it.
So the West Coast, if I go on my Facebook, every day I got friends from North Carolina, Texas. There is a big festival that pays every month in each of the states. Over here, it's very, very rare. It's all done in the summertime. And a lot of the venues they expect you to sell a pre-sale of like $700 for a big show.
Yeah, they do. That sucks.
Out west, it's like so much easier. Like literally, you could do a little basement show out there, and the basement show will sell out.
Oh, they do the desert show even.
Here, you could do a bar, And I've seen a lot of bands. Like I do go to the local concerts, and I'll see like 2 people in the audience.
That's not good.
I've never had a show like that. Thankfully, thank the universe.
Right,
But
yeah, and like you say, you got to perform the best you can, whether there's 1 person or 1,000 people out there. Yeah, you got to give it your best.
It does help with. I can't even say that. I was gonna say it helps with more people, but some people, it depends on the crowd you have. Some people, that 1 person could have more energy than 1,000 people.
That person can explode. They can. Oh man, you light their fire.
I've played to Pennsylvania shows where the people in PA had more energy than New Jersey.
Well, I live in Pocono Mountains, so I'd go over to Jersey once in a while. So yes, I know. A little crazier over the mountains. So I want to ask you, if you were approached, do you want to stay? Would you sign a label?
You want
to stay independent? What do you want?
I want the label. I don't know about Ophelia, but I want the label. I've talked to a lot of labels, and like the past few years, I've talked to a couple of them. I've seen a couple of them that you work with. I've seen the hashtags. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying names, but some of them want to be paid, and I'm like, okay, my music's getting streamed at 100,000 streams. What's the rest of your label got?
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, when you guys want to pay me, you guys talk to me.
That's right.
I'm doing tours right now. I'm doing other states. I'm known. I checked our Spotify. We're being played in Iraq, in China, in Israel right now. And I'm like, okay, you want me to pay you guys?
Right.
I'm like, come back with a money thing, or not even money. Okay, I'm happy with promote. I'm happy with touring. Get it to where we can tour and make this a living, and I don't have to work at a regular 9-to-5 job.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I try to tell you.
And I would sign in a heartbeat.
Okay, and go for that label, the right label, though, definitely.
The right one, yes. Like there's one, I think I seen you had Affiant Records. I want to work with them. I have not reached out yet. I'm waiting for them, because it's a power battle. If I reach out to them, then everything's in their court now. If they want to charge me, they could charge me. If they don't, I don't know. I've never reached out. But they signed a lot of people that I know, and they look like a really good label.
Okay. Well, do your due diligence and background them and check them out. And
I'm all for signing with a record label, though. Especially like my band where I do all the work. No offense, girl. I see you looking at me.
Watch out.
With all the promotion and stuff, I would happily sign to a record label.
Good deal. I like to hear that. Well, I hope you get it. Now, you would like to tour out there and get out there, wouldn't you? Both of you.
I'd love to go around the world. Just to travel to different states, different countries, even expand from that. I would do acting. If I got asked to do voice acting, I would in a heartbeat do it.
There you go. You've got a heck of a voice, so I don't see why you can't do that and everything else you want to do. Just do it, Cain.
When I first started, I believed, touring and everything was that. And I'm like, okay. I'd met a comedian named Glenn Raymond. He tours doing comedy. He told me, why don't you go and branch out? And I started listening to video game soundtracks and getting onto video games now and different podcasts, YouTube series.
Yeah.
There is so many things to do with your music and just even getting involved with.
Just spread it out, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't. You know who's going to listen. Now, are you getting quite a bit of internet interviews, podcast interviews, reviews, radio, anything?
We've gotten quite a bit of reviews. It's finding the people to do it. Some of them I've met that pay. I actually work for a company where they charge people to do reviews on the side.
Okay.
We do get a decent amount of interviews. Like we've had 10 of them in the past month.
Really? That's real good.
Yeah. It just takes a lot of work though. You got to sit on there and look for different band pages. Who's doing interviews with this person, and then you got to reach out and.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of work though, especially for one person to be doing it. It's just a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's worth it. It pays off. It does.
Yeah, the publicity does help. The last one we did, she was helping us try to get on to OSU, I think it is. Mm-hmm. It's to go and do shows for the veterans and the people serving in the wars and stuff.
That would be beautiful. I love doing shows for the military.
Yes, I've wanted to get into work with them for a long time now. It's just waiting to hear back from them.
I'm sure you'll get that call. I've done quite a few shows for them, and they're great to do shows for, and it's a lot of great appreciation there. Definitely.
I know. One of my favorite comedians, Christopher Titus, works a lot with the military.
Really? Nice. That's great. So now I'm going to get over to the other side of the page here and we'll ask some questions here. Now, you mentioned earlier you had a favorite place that you play, but what would be the ultimate place, the stage that you want to step foot on and jam? Where would that be?
It depends on the country. Like, I would love to do Wacken Open Air Festival.
Oh, okay.
That is one of my goals to do.
Nice. Oh man!
Like now, I see all my favorite bands do Rock AM Ring, Wacken Open Air Festival. Those are my places I want to go to. If I had to choose over here in America, Madison Square Garden.
There you go. That's my mind. There you go. I love that.
Ophelia wants to do the Blue Ridge Mountain Festival.
Oh, that'd be nice too. Wow. There you go. Whoa. So now, okay, you're on that stage, Madison Square Garden. Okay, let's flip it around. You're not the opener. Who would you want to open for?
I'm going to let Ophelia start this one.
Yeah, maybe Affliction. Yeah. Or Blink 182.
Blink 182 or Affliction?
Amity Affliction, yeah.
Okay. Cain?
It depends on the genre. Like, if I were to do metal, I would like to open for Metallica just because I love the fact they have a huge audience.
Yeah.
If it wasn't them, like, I'd love to tour with Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace. Motionless in White would be pretty cool to open for. I'd love to open for them. If we're going into Japanese bands, I would love Duran Gray.
They are something else over there.
Yes. Duran Grace, I've seen the energy their vocalist puts into shows.
Oh,
and that is what I want to get to. Like, his screams are so amazing and just he sells out stadiums like 2-3 times the size of Madison Square Garden just for that vocalist. And I'm like, shit, I want to hit that level.
I had a friend years ago that would go over to China, Japan, and certain places they couldn't get their music out, so he would smuggle CDs to me when he'd come back over, and that just blew me away what they were doing over there. And that was the early 2000s.
So, their guitar work, like, okay, I have an ego for myself that I'm, an amazing guitar player, but their guitarists, unlike anything I've seen overseas. Even in Italy, like, their guitar work is so much more than what we do over here.
Yeah, very intricate.
Like, even their rock music has like this, this complex guitar solo, and I'm like, okay, well, no one over here is doing solos like that.
Right. It's like the other day, Yngwie Malmsteen was here, and I wanted to see him, but I didn't get a chance. I love watching him. It's virtuoso on the guitar. It's amazing. So I want to. What do you think about some of those metal 80 bands?
So what?
The 80 bands, some of those harder 80 bands like Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, all those guys. What do you think of?
I love them. I love Rob Halford.
Yes.
One of the people that we did interviews with when we first started is very good friends with him. I'm still hoping he hooks me up and introduces me to him.
I have a story about that.
I like the fact that they pushed harder than a lot of people. I know I sound crazy when I say that, but the 80s music didn't have Facebook, didn't have TikTok, didn't have no social media, and they had a fight from the ground up to get anywhere. And I mean literally fight, because they had hundreds of competitions. Like, okay, I know we're talking about metal, but even the Scorpions from Germany, to get their name where they're at, they had a fight from the ground up.
And these guys were fighting backstage, literally fighting sometimes, and on stage. So I was getting crazy back then. I mean, that's my era. So yeah, it was a crazy time, and I think I've seen Judas Priest over a dozen times.
I respect the fact of how hard they worked. And it's amazing because a lot of people, they don't hear about the having to hand out flyers, having to go into a town where you're not known and just be like, hey, come check us out tonight. Come check us out tonight.
Right.
And, a lot of people don't hear about that side of the story.
Yeah,
And it's amazing work. Like, I honestly respect a lot of the 80s bands.
It was a lot of footwork back then. We had to pedal and open the trunk up and put the flyers on the telephone poles and get those cassettes to everybody we could.
Like, I honestly respect a lot of the 80 bands.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My band started in 85, so that was great. Good times. Yeah. So let's get back to you nowadays. Here we go. I have a great question here. Now, you guys are great. You are jamming out and stuff, okay? When you get on stage, Ophelia and Cain, when you get up there and you start jamming and you're looking out there and people are starting to jam with you, how does it make that heart feel of yours?
It honestly feels amazing. Like, when you see people actually responding to the music, you start smiling. It makes you happy. One thing about being, in a musician, and a lot of people don't talk about this. I hope no pyramid clubs get me in my sleep tonight and make it look like, I suicided standing in front of my car.
There you go.
We're like vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm a werewolf fan, a lot of musicians are vampires. We have to feed off of the energy of the crowd. So if that person's out there jamming, having a good time, we're going to have a good time. We're going to feed off of that energy and be having the greatest night of our life.
And what I like is when I'm watching you on YouTube, the videos and stuff, you're performers. You're not just standing there. You're performers. Cain, you're getting off that stage, moving around. You're showing that guitar, and you're making that guitar talk back to you. I love it.
That was the hardest thing for me.
Yeah.
And music was, because I used to just perform and stand there. And again, goes back to that comedian Glenn. He told me that they don't want to see you just standing there. They want to see the next rock star out there. They want to see you jumping around. They want to see you, moving. They don't want to see the same person just standing on stage.
That's right.
So I don't know if you've seen, like, a lot of the times we do Zombie, I'm out there in the audience, standing on a table or something like that, walking around the audience with people.
That's what you got to do.
Queen's Rock Festival, I was out there in the audience on top of one of the bleachers, just sitting there swinging my guitar around.
I love it. I love it.
I'm shocked that lady didn't sue me because I hit her in the head with my V.
She probably appreciated it.
I got back to the stage and they're like, "Oh shit, I didn't know you were going to go that far."
Right. No. Now we got to get Ophelia off the stage. What do you say, Ophelia?
Give her 1 second. She had to step away for a second.
She can come back when she wants. We will continue.
Gotcha.
On. All right, brother. Good deal. So, the other bands out there you jamming with, they're pretty cool. Everybody getting along?
Yeah, everyone's great. Everyone's fun. I currently just started managing another local band on the side. I love them. They're very, very close friends of ours, Edge of Chaos. They asked me to be their manager, booking agent person at the last concert we did with them.
Nice.
A lot of the scene is pretty cool. Like, one of our bigger shows coming up is going to be at the Strand Theater in Lakewood, New Jersey. It's a big theater. We got asked, oddly enough, by a couple of the local bands. They're like, "Do you want to hop on this show?" And they're like, "It's a benefit, I think, for mental health." I don't exactly quite know. They just told me it was a benefit. And I said, "Sure, I'll jump on it."
Benefits are great.
It's a big theater show, and I'm happy. The local scene's pretty cool.
Nice. I like to hear that. Good. And like I said, you got a lot of good fans out there supporting you and stuff. And again, tell everybody out in podcast land how they can get a hold of Reign of the Hated.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you're into art and have a DeviantArt account, we made one of them to advertise. We have Spotify, YouTube, every streaming service possible right now.
That's great. So everybody in podcast land, that's right. Get the cell phone out, the laptop, the computers, whatever you got. Get on Spotify or the platforms and type in Reign of the Hated and check it out.
I will personally, if someone wants a ringtone made up, I will personally make them up a ringtone of our music.
Cain is offering a ringtone. That is awesome. I'm glad you did that. So everybody out there, you want a ringtone, check out their music. You're going to love it. You're going to get off your feet and you're going to just jam. This is great stuff here. Like I said, I don't know if I dare go to Jersey. You guys are just something else.
We're trying to go out as far as possible. This year we've gone to Maryland. We've gone to Delaware, PA, New York, New Jersey.
Oh, that is
by the beginning of next year, I want to start setting up West Coast shows.
There you go. Yeah, let me know. And of course, my list of bands goes forever. And there's a band out of Connecticut I work with called Dirt, all caps. Check them out. And maybe they're going to do a festival right now in November. So is that Ophelia we hear?
Yeah, she's back.
She's back. Ophelia. Now, Cain was talking. Freaky dicky. All right. We're talking about.
I know you could hear that.
Do you hear me, Ophelia?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I was talking to Cain about performance and being an entertainer, and he's getting off the stage and stuff and wandering around and jumping on tables. You're next. When are you going to do that?
When am I going to do that?
We need you jumping on tables and getting out there.
Probably never.
Hey.
She's laughing right now.
Ophelia, I'll fly out there. Come on.
I'm the serious one of the band. Like,
you want to stay in the shadows.
Yes, I like the shadows.
Like the shadows. Okay.
The actual vampire.
The actual vampire of the band. There we go. Feel you. So everybody out in podcast land, check out Reign of the Hated. I want to know, what's the future hold for Reign of the Hated? What's going to happen? What are we looking at in 5-10 years? I know you want to do the tour and stuff. Is that what we're sticking to? New CDs, tour and stuff?
Hopefully financially.
The sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit.
If they said go out to another planet and play for a bunch of aliens, my ass will be out in that damn spaceship.
That'd be cool.
I'm serious, man. If they tell me to go on TV, and act, do whatever they want on TV, I'll do it. If they say for us to make our own video game, we'll do it. If they say be Death Clock, the new Death Clock on Adult Swim, I'll do it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's great. Open to all. I'm loving that. Now, let me hit on some songs here. Now, we talked about Manic Psychosis. I will be playing that tonight, honestly. That's a great song. That is. And you said you did that in one day?
Yes.
One day. Amazing how you put that together. Now, the other one that wowed me was The Martyr. Talk to me about that one.
All right, so that song was written before Ophelia and the rest of the lineup came together.
Was it? Okay.
It's about being judged by people and then playing the victim. I had some personal experiences with a religious church, and they were judging me, calling me, because I didn't go to church and worship like they did at that time, drug addict and everything else, because I didn't believe in going every week.
Right.
And they were calling me all kinds of names that I was going to end up with no future, doing drugs and stuff. And it turned out a year later, the same kid who was telling me that ended up on drugs. And I laughed about that. The song, The Martyr itself, is about people, judging other people and then playing the victim when things happen to them back.
Exactly.
That song was interesting because when we went in to record it, we had another drummer at the time. That was his audition. Was it? He came in, he played drums on it. He goes, "Okay, I guess I'm in the band tonight." And I was like, "Okay."
Nice. That's a nice song to put the drum around first.
Right?
Guys. Good deal. So you're doing more writing for the, finishing up the CD and looking at a future CD?
So this is my plans right now. The next, we're talking to Mercury Studios as of last week. He's getting us his days to go in there again. We want to go in with a cover. It's going to be Pet Sematary by the Ramones. Ophelia loves the Ramones, so we're going to go in with that. And we got 5 more songs we're going to probably put on the next CD. We already have them written. It's just, unfortunately, at this stage, it takes money.
Yes.
Like some shows, you got to buy on the bigger shows. So, some of them shows we have planned, it does take money. We're making money from our shows now, but, recording's $300 a song, $400 a song. It adds up.
It does add up very quick. It does.
Plus your vehicle breaks down and, you got bills and you got to choose. Do I choose to eat dinner today?
Yeah, do you want to eat or don't want to eat? Oh, a lot of
so after that, we're going to finish up the second CD. We're planning on playing Queen's Rock Festival next year. I'm going to run the same method for the next CD. It's going to be released in July, the full CD. And then the third CD I already have mapped out. I'm taking a playbook off of. I've been following Affiant Records, one band. Their single was a Nightcore version, which is an original sped up. Our third CD is going to be a Nightcore CD.
Okay.
It's going to be the songs we have now, but they're going to be, Nightcore, where it's like sped up like Mickey Mouse, but with one new song on it. And that's going to be on, it's going to be the next track. And it also expands your horizons because a lot of people like Nightcore music, where it's like that dance, fast, hyper pop type sound.
Oh man!
And meanwhile, that CD is being pushed. We're going to be finishing our fourth CD.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to everything that's coming up from you.
Already have a very far mapped out for the music wise.
A lot of people don't do that, and it's good to do that, to get it mapped out and know where you're going with it. Definitely.
That's like I was saying earlier, it's all business, man. You always got to be thinking, what are you going to do? Like right now, Remnants. I have the chorus open right now, and I'm talking to two different rappers about putting rap over the chorus and calling it a remix cover.
Oh,
it's going to be our song, but with rap over it.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. I want to hear that. I definitely do.
I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
I hope you do, man. And I hope you hear back from everybody else that you want. Definitely. And if you have any questions, need me for anything, you know how to get a hold of me. You do.
Trust me, I'll definitely be needing help in the future, man.
Well, I'm always here. Always here for the bands, definitely. So we're kind of wrapping it up here. This is your show. I want to thank everybody out in podcast land for joining us today and checking out Reign of the Hated. And I especially want to thank Ophelia and Cain for getting freaky with me. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a great time. Thank you so much. This is your show. I want you to end the show. You got anybody you want to thank? Shout outs? Anybody you want to bitch? What do you got?
This is also sudden. I don't know.
I want to thank you for having us. Very importantly, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to thank my dad because he's kind of helping us, with the CD right now. He funded a couple of the songs for us.
Very nice.
Plus, he inspired us for some
and he
songs.
inspired us. Oh,
no, not don't.
We wrote a liar's tale about my dad.
That's
I'd love to talk about that one, but she doesn't want me to right now. It has to do with strippers.
We'll talk about that on the second show. All right.
You got anyone you want to thank? Your name? Come on.
My name's Ophelia.
I'm Cain, and you're listening to No Cover TV.
Yeah, that's right. Where we bring the original music. That's right. Get everybody out there, get off your butts, check out the music, and get over to New Jersey and check out Reign of the Hated so they can blast you away with their awesome, great, kick-ass music. You guys rock, and keep doing it.
Thank you.
Keep doing it, all right?
Oh, and if there's anyone from the Pyramid Club listening right now, I will do anything for you guys for money. That's all I'm saying.
Pyramid Club. We
all know what I'm talking about.
We do. Yes, indeed. All right, Cain and Ophelia, we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to keep in touch with you, and we'll do another show in 6 months or so, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Everybody out in podcast land, this is No Cover TV podcast with Reign of the Hated. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ophelia and Cain. You take care of yourselves.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.